All right, so we're going through our series, Discovering the Real You, Understanding Yourself and Appreciating Other People. Now, the first type, in terms of where our soul and body fall, is called Chayim. Chayim corresponds to one of the Avot. Each one corresponds to one of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Chayim, life, corresponds to Jacob, Yaakov. He was known as the man of the tent, the learner. A person who is a Chayim soul, we're going to go through Chayim manifested in soul and Chayim manifested in body. Remember, we talked about last week, everybody has all three, both in their soul and in their body. But one is your default for your soul, where you get the most pleasure, and your body, when you're not mindful or thinking, where your body naturally goes to. So Chayim, a Chayim soul, a person who is a Chayim soul is a person who's extremely smart, not just intelligent, but out of the box thinking smart. They're the creative genius. They're the person who marches to the beat of a different drummer. They're the person who is so smart but may not be doing well in school. Why? Because a person who is a Chayim soul, whether they're a child or an adult, has a very hard time with rules, regulation, structure, and authority. And unfortunately, we live in a world of rules, regulation, structure, and authority. A person who is a Chayim soul gets pleasure understanding, pleasure thinking. They could just live in their mind in this Chayim world of thought and understanding. They look a little bit spacey when you kind of meet them, and you think they're not engaged. But they're also the absent-minded professor. The Chayim soul is very smart, but they lose their keys, they can't find their cell phone, they can't remember their passwords, they can't find the car where they parked the car again, and again. A person who is a Chayim soul, they're the inventors. They're not appreciated in the younger grades. Why? Because it's a world of rules, regulation, and structure and authority. But once they get into the higher grades, they survive the system, the system basically is killing them and not appreciating them, then they're appreciated. Chayim body. A Chayim body, just as a Chayim soul is a thinking soul, a Chayim body is a thinking body. It's a person who's extremely intuitive. Somebody walks into the room, if you're a Chayim body, you feel who that person is even before they speak, because of the nuance of their voice, their energy, their body language, or whatever it is, you're picking up on it. They make very good psychologists, very good therapists. They make very good clergymen. They're extremely empathetic. They're extremely sensitive to people. They feel your pain, but it's a blessing and a curse. You can't let it go. You can't turn it off. So you're picking up on all the stuff that's going on around you, any conflict, any negative energy. Chayim soul, Chayim body. That's our first set. Remember, everybody has all three, both in their soul and in their body, when we go through the series of Chayim, Bracha, and Tov, but there's one that's your default. Next week, Bracha. I'm Lori, Almost Live.